Good morning, students. Today's topic is viral resistance. So many plants are affected by virus. So virus attack resulting in serious loss of yield and also causes the death of the plant. Biotechnological invention is used to introduce resistant genes uh, into the host plant so they can resist the attack by virus. This is by introducing genes that produce resistance enzymes which, which can deactivate a viral DNA. So by using the genetic engineering method, the resistant gene is introduced into the host plant. The host plant acquire the enzyme which deactivate the viral DNA. So it is called as a viral resistant plants. Example for viral resistance are many plants which shows a resistant to viral diseases. Flavor saver tomatoes. Acrobacterium mediated genetic engineering technique was followed to produce flavor saver tomatoes, that is retaining the natural color and flavor of the tomato, but the ripening time is delayed. So this can be made by using an antisense RNA which reduce the time period of maturity of the fruit. Through genetic engineering, the ripening process of the tomato is slowed down and thus prevent it from softening and to increase the shelf life. That is the maturity period or the ripening period of this tomato is prevented by using an antisense DNA, that is delayed by using an antisense DNA, thereby increasing the shelf life period, storing period of the tomatoes. The tomato was made more resistant to rotting by Acrobacterium mediated gene transfer mechanism of introducing an antisense gene, that is antisense RNA, which interferes with the production of a polygalactourinase enzyme, delaying the ripening process of tomato during long storage and transportation. So this enzymes makes the tomato skin soft but not rotting it for storage of longer period and also transportation purpose. During transportation, so many tomatoes are decayed. So this process are protected by means of a antisense RNA polygalactourinase, which helps in the delaying the ripening process of a tomato. The next, golden rice biofortification. So the golden rice is a variety of Oryza sativa. What is Oryza sativa? The Oryza sativa is a rice plant. So the Oryza sativa produced through genetic engineering of biosynthesized beta carotene. So a precursor of vitamin A. What is beta carotene? It is a precursor. It is first formed precursor of vitamin A in the edible part of the rice developed by Ingo Potricus and his groups. The aim to produce a fortified food to be grown and consumed in an area with a shortage of dietary vitamin A, so which kills so many children under 5 years age. This can be prevented by using golden rice or biofortification method. So the golden rice contains carbohydrates. In addition to the carbohydrates, they also contains beta carotene, which is responsible for the production of vitamin A. So because due to the deficiency of vitamin A, many children under the age of 5 years may died. So golden rice differ from in parental rice variety by an addition of 3 beta carotene biosynthesis gene, namely phytonin synthetase, and daffodil plants Narcissus, Pseudo-Narcissus, and CRIT1 gene from the soil bacterium Erwinia aerodora, and lycopene silase gene from wild type rice endosperm. So the endosperm of normal rice does not contain a beta carotene. So the normal rice variety endosperm does not contain the beta carotene. So what is the endosperm? The endosperm is the product of the triple fusion. What is meant by triple fusion? Among the two male gamete, one male gamete fuses with the egg to produce zygote. The another male gamete fuses with the secondary nucleus to produce endosperm. So normally the endosperm of the rice. The endosperm is the nutritive tissue for the developing embryo. So the endosperm of the rice does not contain some beta carotene, but the golden rice endosperm having the beta carotene. So the golden rice has been genetically altered so that the endosperm now accumulates beta carotenes. This has been done using recombinant DNA technology or genetic engineering technology. Golden rice can control childhood blindness, that is xerophthalmia. Golden rice can control the disease xerophthalmia in children's. The next, genetically modified food and its benefits. The high yield without a pest. The genetically modified plants gives high yield without a pest. 70% of reduction of the pesticide usage. By using the genetically modified plant, the usage of pesticides should be reduced. Reduce soil pollution problems, because we does not use the pesticide, so it can reduce the soil pollution problem. Conserve microbial population in the soil, that is due to the decreases in the usage of pesticide. The microbial population, that is the microorganism which is living in the soil, can be conserved by using genetically modified plants. The next, risk factor: affect liver, kidney functioning and also causes cancer. Hormonal imbalance and physical disorder may occur due to genetically modified crops. By regular usage of the genetically modified crops, some changes such as hormonal imbalance and physical disorders may occur in individuals. Anaphylactic shocks, sudden hypersensitivity reaction, and also causes allergic symptom due to uptake of genetically modified food materials. Adverse effect in immune system because of bacterial proteins. Due to production of bacterial protein in this organism, it causes adverse effect in the immune system. So loss of viability seeds shows in terminator seed technology of genetically modified crops. The next, polyhydroxybutyrate (PHB). The synthetic polymers are non-biodegradable and pollute the soil, and when burnt add dioxin in the environment, which causes cancer. So due to synthetic polymers that are non-biodegradable, it causes many ill effect in the environment, and also it causes cancer. So effort were to provide an alternative eco-friendly biopolymer, polyhydroxy alkanoids PHAS, and polyhydroxybutyrates are groups of degradable polymers which have several medicinal applications such as drug delivery, nodes, and polyhydroxybutyrates are group of biodegradable biopolymers which have several medicinal applications such as drug delivery, scaffold and heart valves. Polyhydroxybutyrates and polyhydroxy alkanoids are biological macromolecules and thermoplastics which are biodegradable and biocompatible. So the PHA are biodegradable. It can be degraded by microbial activity and they are biocompatible. Several microorganisms have been utilized to provide different type of PHAs including gram-positive like Bacillus megatrium, Bacillus subtilis and Corynebacterium glutamicum, gram-negative bacteria like group of Pseudomonas species and Alkaligens Eutrophus. So these microorganisms are used to produce different types of PHAs. So next topic is polylactic acid, PLA. Polylactic acid or polylactate is a biodegradable and bioactive thermoplastic. It is an aliphatic polyester derived from renewable sources. It can renewable sources such as corn starch, cassava roots, chips, or starch of sugarcane. For the production of polylactic acid, two main monomers are used. One is a lactic acid and the cyclic diester. Lactate, the most common route is the ring opening polymerization of lactate with a metal catalyst like tin or octate in solution. The metal catalyzed reaction result in equal amount of D and polylactic acid. Green fluorescent protein GFP. The green fluorescent protein is a protein containing 238 amino acid residues of 26.9 kDa that exhibit bright green fluorescence when exposed to blue or ultraviolet ranges 395 nanometer. So when they are exposed to UV or ultraviolet or blue light, it produces green fluorescent color. So the green fluorescent proteins refers to the protein first isolated from the jellyfish. They are first isolated from the jellyfish Aquaria victoria. So the green fluorescent protein is an excellent tool in biology due to its ability to form internal chromophore without requiring any accessory cofactors. The gene products, gene enzymes, or substrate other than molecular oxygen. In cells and molecular biology, the green fluorescent protein gene is frequently used as a reporter of expression. So it has been used in modified form to make biosensor. So the green fluorescent protein gene is used as a reporter of expression. It is like that the antibiotic reporter. This GFP also used as a reporter of expression of genes. It has been used in modification form to make biosensor. So the protocol for green fluorescent protein. The green fluorescent protein is isolated from Aquaria victoria, that is jellyfish. The gene splicing technology. Gene splicing means the donor DNA and the vector DNA are cut by using the restriction endonuclease, and both the DNAs are joined by using DNA ligase is called as a gene splicing technology. Then altering the codon, the protein code, and the introduction into the Arabidopsis thaliana as a vector, cloning vector. The green fluorescent protein expressed in Arabidopsis thaliana. So when the Arabidopsis thaliana is exposed, this Arabidopsis thaliana is exposed to blue or ultraviolet rays, it can emit the green fluorescent color, which is removed from the jellyfish.